Evening, everybody. It's 5:20 on Tuesday afternoon, and this is your closing comment. It is video number 1293, and I implore you, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so that you can be up on everything that we put out. Okay, after the Snap news last night, the market was lower in the futures right from the start, continued on, didn't get much better before the open, and we opened down around 200 on each, both the Dow and the S&P, and it got ugly from there. At 9:45, we also had new home sales, which were a major miss, down 16.6%. We also had the manufacturing and service PMIs. Manufacturing PMI 57.5. Expectation was 59. Last month was 59.2. Service PMIs 53.5 versus 57 expected, and 55.6 last month. So, not great numbers. Um, Things continued to get worse pretty much all day. And then we started to see a little bit of picking on and off a couple of times during the day, once around 11 o'clock, once around 2 o'clock. But at 3 or 3:30, we started to move higher. And in fact, the Dow finished up on the day 48.38. It was the only one that did. But what else happened was, and I mentioned this in this morning's video, I think we have a tradable rally here. I think we could be 4,200, the Snap news notwithstanding, as long as we closed on the high end of the range. And every single index, regardless of where it closed near the high. The Dow, which finished, as I said, up 48 and change, had been down 515. The NASDAQ had been down over 400, closed down 270.83, also much closer to the high, about three quarters up on the range. The S&P, which had traded as low as down, I believe, about 105, closed down 32. And so, I thought those were pretty impressive. The one that actually acted worse than yesterday was the Russell. It was down 27.94 or 1.5%. And in yesterday's action, it was actually the only one that had actually held up for most of the day. And I believe it closed up 19 and change. In any event, I actually was pretty impressed with today's action. Advanced declines were not great. 3-2 down on the NYSE, 5-2 down on the NASDAQ. Volume was a little bit higher, but I actually have to say I was encouraged by this, as much as, frankly, I am discouraged by the consumer. We've been listening to these jackasses and teleprompter readers tell us how great shape the consumer is in. Well, after seeing Walmart and Target last week, and then seeing what the spend looks like, which is the issue with Snap and the other social networks. These people utilize their platform for advertising. The advertising is very reasonably priced and gets good results. Unfortunately, the spending has been dramatically cut. That's what Snap was saying. So Snap today ended up finishing the day 1279, down 968 or 43%. Facebook was down, Google was down, Pinterest was down, and then we had the Abercrombie and Fitch earnings. Abercrombie and Fitch 6 days ago was 33 and three quarters. It closed today at 19 $19.03, down 770 today, or 28.8. Guess what? The consumer's not so healthy. And when it comes to earning a living and spending money versus having the government send it to you, people are holding back. There was one M&A mentioned today. It is not a confirmed deal. Dexcom, DXCM, and PODD, which is Insulet. These are medical device monsters, and PODD is in the diabetes area. Um, the street didn't like that deal, even though it hasn't been announced specifically what the terms are. But Dexcom closed 289.75, down 34 today, while PODD closed 218, up 15.15, or 7.47. I'm really disappointed that I've been sitting here waiting for the earnings to come on one of our favorites, one of them that we've made a lot of money on and hold in the large account, that being Starbulk Carriers, SBLK. We're in it at, I think, $19.69, and we've been already paid $3.20 in dividends. And the stock is due to report this afternoon after the close. I haven't seen anything on it yet, but the stock closed 33 and change. It's actually 33.38. And that is down 21 cents, but it has been up for the last couple of days, and it traded as low as 31.91 today. So 33.38 is not a bad place for it to be waiting for the earnings. The chart on the screen is, as I've been saying, one of the most important, maybe the most important. It's the dollar. And as you can see, it continued lower today with basically a little bit of a bounce this morning to the upside. It was down over $1 yesterday, $1.07. 3 days ago, it was down $1.11, bounced up a little, but today it continued to the downside. The 5 and 20-day moving averages have turned to the downside, and we've broken this recent low. I would not be the least bit surprised to see it back down here at 100 and a half, 103 quarters in the next couple of days. And the upshot of that is that the precious metals and all of the commodities that are internationals that are traded in dollars are higher. The sole exception is the crude, which was down 52 cents today, but you can't argue with the performance it has put on. Nat gas was up less than a penny, but it did trade over $9 for the first time on this run. That's a recovery high. However, the gold was up 17, the silver was up 34. Looking at the soft commodities, no help there. Lumber up a little, cotton down a little, coffee down a little, sugar basically unchanged, and OJ. So Bitcoin up 290, Ethereum down 21, and the bonds rallied again after yesterday's down 2.5, up 1.5. Actually, I think they were only down 1.5 yesterday. Let's take a quick look there. Because they look like they're trying to put in a little bit of a bottom here. Yeah, yesterday they were down 1 and 6/32. So that's basically 1 and a 16th or so. I'm sorry. Yeah, down 115 yesterday, 1.5 today, up that. We have come down in the grand scheme of things. We are still making lower highs consistently, but we are trying here, and that's why I am showing you the shorter term view of it. We're trying. We got way oversold. We rallied up, came back down, made a higher low, have moved back up. It's not going to matter until we really get through this 143.21. But if things are slowing down the way that they seem to be, That's not out of the question. Have a good evening. I'll be back first thing in the morning.